You're watching the Freakopotamus podcast with The Real Russell. All things R&B, funk, soul, and Prince. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the Freakopotamus podcast. You ready for some R&B, funk, soul, and Prince? Let's go. And now, your host, The Real Russell.
It really works. Watch this.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Video Soul, and it makes you feel good. Yes, it does. Don't you believe it?
But yeah, I always use it on I was really using it like on songs like when we first started, it was like
More bounce, more bounce, much more bounce, mama, baby.
and it just seemed to work, and started using it on cover songs like "Heard It Through the Grapevine."
Yeah.
And I don't know, people started saying, well, you can't sing, man, what you're trying to prove, it's a gimmick, blah, 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 blah. So I said, well, I'm just going to turn the whole thing around, and I'm going to do a love song with it. And that's when we came out with the penetrating, syrupy jam that came out like,
Baby, you're my computer love, digital love. It's mine, yes, little.
And it just seemed to, it gave the voice box a whole new character. It seemed to give it a more of a sexy character in a way.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back once again to the Freakopotamus podcast, the show where we bring you the voices that shape the sound of yesterday and also the voices that shape the sound of tomorrow. I am your host, The Real Russell. Today, we got a special treat for you. You just saw the magic of Roger Troutman there for a second. What an intro. Anyway, today's guest carries a legacy that changed the sound of music forever. She is the daughter of a funk pioneer, a voice behind the Talkbox era, and the mastermind who gave us timeless hits that still move the culture today. Roger Troutman didn't just make music. He created a sound that shaped hip-hop, R&B, and funk across generations. And today, we're honored to welcome Mia Paris, his daughter, who joins us to share personal stories, untold moments, and her perspective on preserving one of the most influential legacies in music history. This isn't just a conversation about the past. It's about family. It's about impact, culture, and keeping the funk alive. So without further ado, let's welcome Mia Paris.
Hey,
Hey, what's up, Mia? How are you today?
I'm doing really good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for joining. I don't know what was going on with my Freakopotamus intro in the beginning. It was like frozen for the first time. So hopefully we will not have any more issues going forward. But once again, I thank you for joining.
No problem. Happy to be here.
All right, awesome. So for listeners who may not know you yet, how do you usually introduce yourself?
How do I introduce myself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I'm just so regular. I've only done a podcast maybe like a handful of times recently.
Yeah.
But just my name is Mia Paris. I'm from Ohio. I'm a Jesus follower, and we're here to talk about the fact that I'm the daughter of Roger Troutman. So
Right.
I don't know. I need to get a good intro together for myself. I don't really have it down yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw one of your TikTok videos where you were talking about the fact that, a lot of people don't know your dad's music, and when they hear it, they don't know what's going on. But when you hear it, you know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I found that really interesting that, people around you may not know that's actually your father and his music, but when you hear it, you know exactly who it is. So
Yeah, it's a weird experience for sure. But
yeah,
I'm glad you understood what I was saying because a lot of people didn't.
really, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can make this a little bit larger here and keep that graphic
Oh,
quick.
cool.
We'll just keep it like that. I don't
Okay.
want to too small so people can't see it. But anyway, so what are some of your earliest memories of your father? Not the legend, but the dad.
Uh, I have so many, but the first one that just popped into my head, I guess I'll share that, is that my dad would take me to the bus stop. Me and him and my mom didn't live together, but when he would come stay the night or visit or whatever he was doing, he would take me to the bus stop and he'd be at the bus stop. I was probably 5 is like early memories that I have of him doing this. He'd
Hmm.
come to the bus stop. He'd do magic tricks because my dad was really big into just like goofy stuff. So he did magic tricks for the kids at the bus stop. He would entertain us and everything. And there
Wow.
was actually a time, I don't know how many times he did this, but he actually rode the bus with me to school.
Okay.
A big, I don't know, he wasn't even that tall, and like he was 5'9", which is like average height for a male, but
Yeah.
I'm this little tiny thing and he's on the bus with me. He rode the bus with me all the way to school
Wow.
and hung out at school with me and my classmates and my teacher, my kindergarten teacher, for I'm not sure how long, but that's like one of my most interesting memories, like coolest memories. I remember it pretty vividly for it to be so long ago.
Oh wow. That's a great memory.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a goofy person all the time. All the time. Never turned it
Yeah.
off.
I can see that because I think I saw a couple, like a video of him. I've seen him do like Donald Duck impersonations and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, my mom has like a lot of recordings, like videotape and voicemails or something like that that she somehow figured out how to save. And he
Hmm.
would talk in that voice to me and he would talk to grown people like that.
Oh
Because
wow.
everybody just loved it. It was just such a strange thing that he did, but it was really funny. He was really good at it.
Yeah, he came across like he could possibly be a comedian on the side or something. But
He definitely could have. Not to skip too far ahead, but when he did the California Love video and
yeah,
Chris Tucker was in the video with him, he called my mom on the phone and Chris, because he wanted my mom to talk to Chris Tucker. Like he would do that pretty often to call her when he was with a celebrity, she would be excited about or whatever.
yeah,
And he got on the phone and was Chris Tucker said that my dad need to be a comedian. Chris Tucker said that about my dad. So it's just like something that I just think is insane.
yeah,
But my dad was very, 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 very funny.
yeah. I can see that. So
Hmm.
when did you first realize that your dad was a musical icon to so many people?
I don't think I ever had a realization that I remember.
Okay.
Um, because he passed away when I was 9. So even as young as I can remember, he's been famous. And, he's been famous before I was even born. So
Mm.
I don't know that I had a true maybe the realization came the older I got, even after he was gone, because people still talk about him. So it becomes like a real, like before the internet, of course, like he's on the radio, he's on the TV, people know that he's my dad and they talk about
Mm.
him. But then even after and the internet comes and then that blows up to where everybody knows who he is even more. So I don't know, because I was so young, I don't know that I ever had like a moment where I was like, my dad's famous. It was just the normal life for me that he did music, and I probably didn't appreciate it as much being so young. It was just
Yeah,
like, this is my dad. Like it was just the normal for me, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah. It does make sense. So can you remember what it was like growing up in a household where, well, you said you didn't live with your mom, but do you
Yeah.
remember growing up in a household where music was always present, where you're around it?
Yeah, even I feel like my mom influenced the music I listened to more than my dad. I think that
Hmm.
might sound strange to some people, but my dad would play his music or I would see him in the studio. And a lot of the times when I would be with him, like in a car or something to listen to music, we were in a limo. So we weren't always playing music.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest with you, my mom's was my biggest music influence for me, like Madonna, Sade,
Mm-hmm.
Prince. We can talk about Prince a little bit if you want to, because I feel like if Roger wasn't my dad, Prince was going to be my dad. That sounds crazy. Hopefully my mom doesn't see this, but
Well, you know what? Speaking of that, my podcast is probably 80% Prince anyway. So yeah, we can talk
yeah, I saw
about
that. Yeah, we can
Thank
talk
you.
about Prince a little bit. But
Okay. I know they actually
yeah,
worked together a little bit.
they did. I don't know if it was like a small time, not small time, but like a what are those venues called? The smaller venues. What do you call those? Just a small venue? I don't know what to call
Yeah,
it.
just small venue.
They did a tour. Somebody was on somebody's tour, but
Okay.
it was before I was born. It was when my mom was like probably in her 20s or something like that. So I
Yeah.
know they did some sort of tour together because my
Yeah.
mom had like the poster or something, or you know,
Yeah.
sorry, I don't have the lingo together.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that happened in the early 80s. I can't remember exactly which tour it was. Probably one of maybe the Dirty Mind tour or something like that, like 80, 81, something like that.
Possibly,
Yeah.
yeah. There's a picture that my mom took. I don't know if you've seen that picture, or is that the picture you're talking about? My mom actually took the picture that I've posted. She posted on her social media first, and then I posted it, and then it's gone, like it's kind of circulated around.
Okay.
But it's a
Okay.
picture of my dad and Prince at that tour.
Okay.
So
They're making faces or something like that.
yes, they were making
Yeah.
Prince was making like a weird face, and
Yeah.
people try to say that that was a photoshopped picture. I'm like, my mom actually has that picture in her house somewhere. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember that one. I mean, let's see. Did he did he ever talk to you about his creative process? I mean, you were really young then, so did he talk to you
I was,
about music at all?
to be honest with you, my dad was really just like a girl dad with me. That was my
Mhm.
experience. Like he didn't force me to like sit here and listen to this and sit here and like he would talk to me about some of it. Like if I go to the studio, he would always want me to be entertained. So it
Yeah.
was never like a teaching process. He did buy me a guitar, which I still have over in the corner. If you want to see it, I can show it to you, but I would have to get up.
Wow.
But he
Okay.
bought me like a guitar for a small person. So I
Okay.
think he had aspirations for me to get into music. Um, but it just never, it just never happened. But
Yeah.
a lot of memories that I have are also fuzzy. So he could have taught me more things than I remember. But I mean, we were never not listening to some sort of, if he had options to control the cassette player thing, or if he always had some gadget, he was always doing something moving at 100 miles per hour. So I just feel like he was more of a girl dad. He wanted to do more things that would make that I was interested in, or that would make me smile, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So some of the questions you already answered. We talked about how funny he was. I was going to ask you, was there a side of your dad fans might be surprised to learn about? But I think you answered that with the comedy.
Oh, there's more stuff. He
Okay.
was. I always share kind of the same stories that I remember, but I can share more if you want me to. Um,
Yeah. Is there another side that people would be surprised to know about?
I think people will be surprised that he was very funny. That he was really well. He has a lot of kids, so maybe they're not surprised by that. But he was just very personal. He's very personable. Like he commanded a room, but in a humble way. He's also very, very, very humble. Um, and he just was silly like all the time. On Christmas Day, one time I was sick. My parents overdid my Christmases. It looked like it was like 10 kids in a house, and it was just me because I'm my mom's only child. And
Mhm.
one time I just didn't feel good, and he just could not be goofy. So he's like mixing up chocolate milk, and he's like, "We're making 10 cc's." He was making it like like we were in the hospital. And I'm sitting there not feeling well. He's just being goofy. Like there's plenty of experiences like him just being silly. Also, my dad had a cuss a lot, so that made rub some people the wrong way, but I heard all types of cuss words in front of me. It didn't bother me.
Yeah.
But it's just how my dad talked, but it also didn't come off as like off-putting for some
Yeah.
reason. He just was a silly person. A story that might be inappropriate, but it's not, because I didn't know what was happening. But we were in the car or in a limo, I think, and TLC's album came out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Crazy Sexy Cool or one of those before that or something.
Okay.
And there's one part where there's a skit on the album, and the man is like trying to have a. Can I say things on here, or what can I not say?
You can curse.
Okay, I'm not gonna cuss, but it's in French anyways. The man said something about a menage a trois
Okay.
for Chili and the girls on the skit, and my dad busted out laughing, and I'm just sitting there because I don't know what he saw. I don't know what's going on. He said, "Do you know what a menage a trois is?" I said, "No," and he just cracked up laughing. He didn't tell me what it was, obviously, but that's
Yeah.
just the type of like personality and humor my dad had. Like he was just funny. Like he was just goofy. My mom was always laughing. Like I've never seen my parents argue, which is a blessing.
Yeah.
I just saw her constantly smiling, laughing. Like that's just the type of energy that he carried. So
Right.
he was hilarious. I think that is one thing, to answer your question. That's one thing that I don't know if people know, because I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of musicians can be serious. Maybe some, I don't know, but he was not this. He's serious about his music and play about that, but
Right.
his personality was very funny, goofy,
Yeah.
like energetic.
Oh yeah. And I've seen some footage of him in the studio,
Hmm.
you know, in serious mode, like in music mode, and then like
Yes.
all of a sudden he'll break out with something funny, say something funny, do something funny. So I can see that.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, as a huge fan, I've over the years I've done research and like watched a lot of videos, you know, trying to see who the man was behind the music, and this is all making sense. This is all coming to fruition now. So,
Yeah, good. I'm glad.
yeah. Are there any lessons or spoken or unspoken that he passed on to you?
I think it took me a while to like realize this and receive it and apply it in my life, just because, we go our own paths, we go our own ways. But my dad was really, 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 really humble, and he was really kind to people. I've never seen my dad, when I was out with him, like we'd go to the mall. He took me to the mall. That was like a playground with my dad. Like that's where we would go. Um, he would take me to the mall. He would take me to just like do fun stuff, the Disney store, anywhere we would go, and someone would come up to him. He stopped and he took a moment to have a conversation with them. One of the memories I share a lot, because it's just like burned in my brain, but I'm holding my dad's hand and we're walking. We're probably at the mall. I don't really remember where, but a man came up to my dad and he was like, "Hey, um, Roger, I know you. I used to do this for you or play," because everybody's been in the band with my dad. I'm like, how has everybody in the world been in the band with my dad? But that's neither here nor there. Um, he said, "Roger, I was in the band with you, or I know you from this or this or that." He's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah." He's like, I remember you. Okay, what's up? How you been? And they had like a small conversation, like a few minutes or whatever. And then me and my dad walk away, and I said, "Daddy, who is that?" And he said, "I don't know." And I'm like, as a little kid, it was confusing to me because I'm like, why did he act like he knew this man, but he didn't know this man?
Yeah.
And he just literally would do that. Like he would take time out of his day to make everybody feel special. Like he would come up to my school, make all the teachers laugh and blush. He was a ladies' man, of course. Um, but also like made all the kids feel special. Like he was just a humble, humble, humble man.
Yeah.
He made time for all of his fans. He really, really actually cared. So that's something that I took, I walk away with realizing, because I've met celebrities before in my life,
Yeah.
and they don't owe us anything at all. But there is these rare cases with people who are just exceptional beyond their talent and their music. And
Right.
that's what my dad was. Like he had flaws just like everybody else, but he was just a kind person to people. Even if you walked away, he may have said a little joke about you or something, but he made you feel good. Like he made you feel special in the moment. Like my dad was really good at that. So that's something that stuck with me, and I noticed it as a little girl. So
Yeah. Yeah. Funny you say that he was good to people. I was telling you earlier off screen that I actually met your dad in the mid 90s and
yeah.
brought something for show and tell. Um,
Hmm.
he was on tour overseas. I was living in Japan at the time, and he did an autograph session, and he signed this poster for me to Russell from Roger, and these are the ticket stubs from the show that I went to. Um, and he was really nice. I had my daughter with me at the time; she was 3 at the time, and kissed her on the cheek. I had a demo tape. Of course, everybody knows that watches the show here. I'm a struggling musician, or I was a struggling musician. And I had my demo tape, gave him my demo tape, gave it to his manager. We sat and talked about music for a while. And he just listened to what I had to say. I listened to what he had to say. And it's like he was just a normal guy on the street. You know, we were just having a conversation.
Hmm.
And he actually took the time to do that. So I was really impressed. Very, very cool, dude.
Hmm. Yeah. It's a lost art, but I know the world is different with the internet and social media. I think it makes it a little bit harder to be a celebrity. I think about how my dad would have handled that that aspect of everything. Um, I don't know, but yeah, I'm glad. I was telling you earlier, I love to hear. I've honestly never heard anything bad ever in anybody's experience to say, "Oh, I met your dad and he was just rude to me." I've never heard that, not one time.
Well,
So,
that's a good thing to carry with you through life.
yep, yep, it's amazing.
Yeah. So how do you personally experience your father's music now as a fan, as a daughter, or both?
Um, when you say personally experience it, like, do you mean like me listening to it or me reacting to other people, or what do you mean?
Yeah, a little bit of both.
I am a fan. I have a few favorite songs. I Want to Be Your Man is cliche, but that's like my dad's favorite, like my favorite song of my dad's. I also like More Bounce. I like how the production is done and how the song changes throughout.
Yeah.
Um, so I love my dad's music. I don't know. I'm not like always listening to it. I would have to be honest with you. Like that might sound
Yeah.
bad, but
No.
um but it is cool to experience other people's experiences is what I appreciate more than like my own experience because I've this has been my life, my whole life, you know.
Right.
But people everyone may not know my dad's name, but they know his music. If I say Computer Love, you know the song. If I say California Love, you know the song. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I love. That's the thing that leaves the lasting impression on me. And everyone uses the same verbiage to say like he's a legend, a musical legend, and
Yeah.
all of these like positive things, a pioneer in music.
Yeah.
So that's the coolest thing to me. And then people are still using his music and sampling it and using it in movies and commercials and whatever else to this day. So it's just there's like a car commercial that's out now that people keep sending to me,
Yeah.
and it's just like I don't know what is on that music, what type of it's been almost 30 years that he's been gone.
Yeah.
So it's just insane. Hopefully that answers your question. Sorry.
Yeah, it does. I was gonna ask, how do you feel when you hear his music sampled or, you know, referenced by today's artists? But so many people have done it. So many people are still doing it. Like you said, it's featured in car commercials.
Right.
I'm sure it warms your heart, makes you feel good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When it sounds good, I'm happy because some people
Yeah.
sample it and it's just like, come on. Like sometimes you gotta
Yeah.
leave. Sometimes you gotta leave stuff alone, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, my perspective, I can't speak for my siblings or other people in my family.
Yeah.
It's keeping the music alive. So that's what I appreciate about it. There's been many artists who have been inspired by my dad, artists I would have never guessed, like, or even artists, people that know who my dad is, I would have never thought they even cared, you know?
Yeah.
Um, so I'm just happy it's keeping the music alive. There's like ebbs and flows with grief, like sometimes things are super easy and it's just like, oh, I'm good, and then other times it's not. So it just depends on the day. Like, but
Yeah.
honestly, when I hear it, sorry, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was going to say, how did you learn to navigate through all that? While your father remained a public figure. How did you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
not good, not good. As
Oh,
a
yeah.
as
Yeah.
a child, I did not deal with it well at all.
Gotcha.
Um, when his music would come on the radio, like if my mom, because I didn't like to see my mom hurting. I feel like I don't know what it's called exactly, but there's like when you lose a parent, you become super paranoid about your other parent. So it's like, I
Yeah.
don't want to see her hurt. I don't want to see her gone. You have this like anxiety or in this paranoia now with
Yeah.
your other parent.
Right.
So as we all know, when somebody passes away, or even like it's an artist, or their stuff blows up. Like, so when
Right.
my dad passed, it was on the TV, it was on TV every second of the day. It was
Right.
on the radio every second of the day. Like every other second they were playing my dad's music. And I did not like to see my mother sad because it made me sad. So I would turn the music if she went to because this is back in the day when we would get left in the car.
Yeah.
So if she would go in the gas station or something and leave me in the car, if his song would come on, I would turn it off. And I was doing this as a little kid because I
Yeah.
just didn't want to deal with the grief. So I will say when I was younger, I didn't, but how do you deal with something you don't understand, Like
Exactly.
you can only cope with it as you can, like as So getting older helped me understand and process my feelings. So when I hear his music now, I'm very happy about it. Like I'm not shy. I used to shy away from talking about my dad because people are rude and disrespectful and ignorant, and
Yeah.
celebrity is like not off limits. So people think that they can just say whatever they want to say.
Right.
So I shy away from it. But now people like you reach out to me to talk about my dad. I probably would have never did this, or I'll probably be on there just a wreck or a mess because I
Yeah.
just was not dealing with the grief. But
Yeah.
now I'm happy. Like I mean,
Okay.
I want to hear it. Turn it up. So I'm happy
Okay.
about it.
Okay.
It can be
Well,
hurtful at times, but I'm dealing with it in a healthy way, if that
right.
makes sense.
Right. And as you get older, it gets a little easier.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does. Time heals. Time heals. I think time heals, but you also have to heal too. Like you have to deal with it. You can't just brush it under the rug. Then
Right.
you'll be popping off on people and you know, somebody say something, I might, I don't know,
Yeah.
handle it the wrong way. So, but time has made it easier for sure.
Yeah. All right. We got a comment coming in. This is Gregory Cornegay. We actually went to high school together. He says,
Oh,
"Good evening." Yeah. Good evening, Pia. Pia. He calls me
he
Mia.
is cool too.
Okay. He said, "Good evening, Mia and Russell. I'm so thankful that I caught this episode. Roger is one of one. People
Thank you
love
so
him."
much. I know they do. Me too. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg, for tuning in, brother. All right. Are there any misconceptions about your dad that you wish people understood better?
Mm, misconceptions. Oh, just something really small. I hope people know that my dad did not invent the talk box. He is a pioneer. Like I can't remember the name of the man who invented it or the vocoder. I don't know if vocoder and talkbox go like hand in hand, if they're like the same thing. Um,
I want to say Peter Frampton way back in the
I
day.
think so. Yes.
Yeah.
So people think that a lot of people think maybe my dad invented it because
Mhm.
he's the person who literally made it worldwide.
Yes.
He did not invent the talk box.
Right.
He took a sound that he heard and he ran with it. He created his own lane. Um, so that's one thing. And then the other thing, I don't like to rain on people's parade because I'm from Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
I'm a Dayton girly, but people always say, Roger, he's from Dayton, Ohio. He's from Dayton, Ohio. I'm like, that man is from Hamilton. It's two different cities. He is not from
Okay.
Dayton. It's
Okay.
about 45-minute drive. So it's not, I mean, it's not a big deal. I just let people say it, but my dad is actually from Hamilton, and he's not from Los Angeles. A lot of people think that he's from Los Angeles because he pioneered a West Coast sound, if you will. Because Snoop Dogg, I heard him do an interview recently where he said that, you know, a lot of people thought that my dad was from the West Coast because he's created sound.
Yeah.
And my dad's from Hamilton, Ohio,
Yeah.
not Dayton. But
Okay.
honestly, I can't think of anything like I said, everybody's always had great things to say about my dad, so I can't think of anything that would be like controversial. Not that I
Yeah.
need to think of anything, but those are two things that come to mind.
Okay. Speaking of Ohio, in that he had a studio in Ohio, correct?
Yep, he had Dayton in Dayton, Ohio, like in inner city Dayton.
Mm-hmm.
Was it called Dayton Labs? Don't get me to lying because I was young, but there is like a statue with like a thing they created, a memorial, because the studio is no longer there, or
Okay.
can't remember if they tore it down or if it's just not open. But there's like a mural that is up of my dad. There's one
And
of him, and then there's one that says Zapp. But it's all like right where that studio was.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man, I've got to travel to Ohio and check that out one day.
Yes, you need to see it. It's pretty cool. I've taken a picture of it in front of it on my Instagram.
That's pretty awesome. A statue and a memorial of your dad.
I know.
Yeah.
So me and my mom, she drives by it a lot. Like when I'm home, she always wants to make sure I see it. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it is pretty cool.
Awesome. So, how important is it to you that his story is told accurately and respectfully? I know it's very important, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you want.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, like I said, there aren't really that many negative narratives about my dad and who he was as a person.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of disrespectful comments about how he passed, and people just asking distasteful, insensitive questions to me. It's like I'm his daughter. If you wanted to ask his band or bandmate, might be too much too. Like it's just, I think about if it was your family member, you know,
Yeah.
when you speak to people, you should have enough empathy to realize like, what if this was your story, you know?
Exactly.
So just to be a little more tasteful and kind in that regard. But other than that, I hope that answered your question. I don't really have like anything else that I could touch on that. I don't think.
Yeah, that's kind of a tricky question, and absolutely, anybody wants a story told about a family member or a father. They want it told it accurately and respectfully.
Yeah.
So, I would love to see his story told one day on the big screen or the small screen, either one.
Go ahead.
ahead.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say my sister has been kind of trying. She has tried. My sister, she's in the picture right there, on
Okay.
the my right. She's
See
the right
right
there,
there.
and she's on the
Okay.
left right there. Looking crazy. She looks just like my dad right there. She really is like the matriarch of me and my siblings. Like she really is the one fighting for us. She's really the one who, because there's legal things, and I don't really want to get far into any of that, but just like she really is advocating for us and for my dad's legacy. And it's just so much red tape, if that's the right phrase to use,
Mhm.
that we do need to tell my dad's story. And I would love to tell my dad's story. I really want my mom to write a book.
Oh
And
yeah.
I've been thinking about that because honestly, he has a bunch of kids and he has different mothers, and everybody's gonna have a different perspective
Right.
of who he was. Not to say that he was just inconsistent, but this is just different people's stories. And then you
Yeah.
have people's stories from the bandmates and everything. So it would be wonderful if we could get on one page and tell his story. It's a story that I think would be amazing to tell. And people love a sad story too. So
Yeah.
there will be the laughs, the tears, the happiness, the joy, the dancing and all of that, and then there would be the sadness, unfortunately. But I would love that. I don't know what steps I would need to take or what I would need to do, but I would love to be able to do it.
Yeah, families play a big role in preserving music history like that. So I think, with a good family effort, it should be told.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep hope alive. I need to, you get caught up in like having your own life, and
Yeah.
I haven't forgotten my dad or just like I don't care that this is my legacy. I definitely care, but I also have my own aspirations and goals and dreams and things of that nature. But I'm happy you say that because I need to be having that in somewhere in here.
Right.
Love to do it, honestly.
So how has being Roger's daughter shaped the woman you are today?
Oh man. I think it has shaped me in good and bad ways.
Hmm.
I am very I may not seem that way here because some of this stuff makes me nervous a little bit, but I'm very much goofy. I have the same goofiness as my dad. Me
Yeah.
and my siblings basically all do. And it's like passed down this like insanity.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am very goofy because of him. And I also feel like just in a negative light, just because of his passing and how it shaped me and how it kind of broke me so young that it
Hmm.
had me kind of lost in life.
Right.
Um, and then I feel like I've always had a microscope on me in a sense because I was at the only person at my school with a famous father,
Hmm.
um, as a lead singer in a band because my cousin's, you know, Zapp's daughter she went to my school too.
Hmm.
Uh, but also I'm the only one who has a, deceased famous parent. It just
Right.
like put a microscope on me. So that could have been in a negative light. But in a positive light, I just feel like I don't understand why God picked me to have the dad that I had. And the light that he had, I feel like he was kind of like an angel on earth, like in my opinion. The presence that he carried, some of the
Yeah.
stuff I explained earlier, just who he was and how people literally were drawn to him.
Yeah.
Men and women.
Yeah.
Women for obvious reasons. Men because he just was that dude. Like I just don't know
Mhm.
how else to explain it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It strengthened me, it hardened me, it broke me,
Hmm.
but it also made me realize like it I feel like we're all special and important
Yeah.
and loved in God's eyes because that's what he says about us in his
Yeah.
word. But also I'm like, you picked me to have this dad for a reason.
For a
So
reason.
I've held on to that since I was a kid. It gave me like a
Hmm.
different mindset.
Hmm.
And also it made me grow up mentally a little bit more than I probably would have wanted to.
Hmm.
So all of those things I just said that probably don't go together. That's the
Yeah.
best way that I could answer the question. Sorry.
That was a good answer. Good
Okay,
answer.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Now that we're talking about you,
Mhm.
yeah, I told you earlier we would also talk about you and not focus entirely on you. But what passions or projects are you currently focused on?
So this year, I'm trying to focus more on work, like businesses, like passion projects and things that I feel like I know God has put in my heart to do.
Hmm.
So I already have an apparel business. It's called Jesus Apparel. It's a clothing line. I have the
Okay.
hoodie on or the crew neck on right now.
Okay.
Um, if you guys want to follow the Instagram, it's We Love Jesus Apparel on Instagram. It's spelled just like exactly like it sounds.
Okay.
And the website is not up right now because I had to switch bank accounts because Amex upset me. So, but I'm doing that now. So the website should be back up like pretty soon. So I
Okay.
have that I'm doing that I've been doing since 2019. And then also I do have a little bit of a TikTok following. So I do post about like my lifestyle,
Hmm.
fashion. I talk about the Bible. I'm very passionate about teaching the Bible as best as I can as I learn. And just my personality, my personality is pretty much there on my TikTok. I'll tell funny stories. I tell dating stories. So I'm kind of, I don't like to say influencer because that's not my vibe, but it's just,
Yeah.
I have like a personality on over there basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I do have a business that I'm working on right now. I don't want to say what or because it's in the very, very early stages, but I just
Okay.
feel like I'm being graced to just go out and do everything that I've had in here and just give it all a fair shot, like really, really try. So
Right.
that's what's going on with me right now.
Nice. Nice. Yeah, I'll if you could send me the links to all of your stuff, I'll put them in the description.
Yeah,
So when people go back and watch this video, they can click on those links and get to where they need to be for your stuff.
I definitely will. Thank
All
you.
right, awesome. If you could have one more conversation with your father today, what would you want him to know?
I don't think I wouldn't even say anything. I just would want to sit with him. That's it.
Awesome.
Just want to sit with him, get a hug. My dad used to give the best hugs. I was small then, so smaller than I probably would have been to him now. But
Yeah.
he would pick me up all the time and fly me around and dance me on his feet. You know, how you stand on your dad's
Yep.
feet.
Yep.
So that's all I would want, and then just be able to say dad again.
Right. Yes. That's sweet, man. What do you think your dad would say about how his music continues to impact generations? What do you think he would say?
He would say, "It's cool, man. It's really cool." That's like something I heard him say a lot in interviews. It's just really cool,
Yeah.
really cool. I'm honored. I'm humbled. He would say, the people before me that influenced me are the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now. So it's really cool, man. I like to see people dance and smile. Like I know he would have the same sentiments that he had.
Yeah.
Like anybody can go Google a interview with Roger Troutman to just hear how he speaks. Like he had
Yeah.
a great voice too when he talked.
Yeah.
Um, I think he would. I think those are like along the lines of what he would say, and I honestly feel like he would have surpassed what we all could have imagined him doing beyond
Right.
music. He was such a good producer
Hmm.
that I feel like he would have, I'm sure he would still be making music, but I think he'd have his hands in other people's, his hands would be all over the place in the music industry.
Producing and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it.
Oh
So
yeah.
he had an interview with Eazy-E, and you can like kind of hear his humbleness because Eazy-E was like, "You're just like you're the man, like you're." He's just like, "No," he's like, he's something." I think he mentioned God but he was just like, "No." He never said anything. It was just like, "Yeah, I know." A lot of artists are arrogant these days, and it's like to know you're dope is cool. Like it's nothing wrong with boasting yourself up and saying you're a good artist. There's nothing wrong with that. But my dad was just always like, nah, nah. I don't know. It was but it wasn't like a fake humbleness. It was like real.
Right. 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 What would you like fans of your dad to remember most about him?
That he loved his fans for sure,
Right.
and he loved his music. Like he ate, slept, and drank it. Like
Mhm.
literally. My mom would. One time I think I don't remember if my mom brought me to see him or I was already there. Because some memories, just, you go through something traumatic, your brain is like trying to preserve
Yeah.
you, essentially. But my dad came out of the studio. He had a robe on. His hair was all crazy. He just looked dusty. And I'm like, he looks crazy. But my mom would talk about how when he went in the studio, he probably wasn't sleeping. He probably was barely eating anything. He was
Mhm.
just drinking coffee. He drank a lot of coffee, and I love coffee. So
Yeah.
my mom loves coffee too. My whole family loves coffee. But
Maybe.
he would just he didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he didn't do any of that stuff. He just would be drinking coffee and he'd be in the studio. And to my understanding, he was not leaving that studio until what was done needed to be done. So he really cared about the music. Like he really cared. And just keep listening to him, keep
Yeah,
keep it alive, share it with your kids, share it, because that's what keeps his legacy alive is
exactly right. Yeah.
music. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we got a question coming in from my boy Greg Cornegay. Do you have a video catalog of your dad's concerts? I had the pleasure of seeing him perform no less than 3 times. I must say my favorite was Zapp, Gap Band, and SOS Band in Columbia, South Carolina around 82.
Wow. That's cool. I wasn't here yet. I wasn't with us yet. I don't have, my mom literally has everything. So
Here's
I
everything.
wouldn't be surprised if my mom didn't have something of the sort, or maybe the band members have something of the sort, but
Right.
not me. But my mom
Mhm.
kept a lot of things.
Gotcha.
I have memories of being at concerts, but I
How's
don't
your
have
mom
it.
doing, bro? How's your mom doing?
She's good. She's really
Good.
good.
Like I know her, but I'm just
No, it's okay. It's nice that you're asking.
yeah.
Appreciate that. She's
Good,
good.
good, good. Um, let's see. Is there anything you'd like to say directly to those who still celebrate and love his music? Just keep listening to the music. You mentioned that before.
Um, Thanks. Just
Yeah,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah, it's
Enough.
it's
Enough.
very much appreciated, and it's humbling to me.
Yeah,
It's almost to a point. Sometimes it's not overwhelming in a bad way, but it's just kind of like, wow. Like,
right.
y'all really, like, people, I could go anywhere and people just know who my dad is. It's just insane to me. Like,
Yeah.
um somebody, I had bought something from my neighbor and they were helping me carry it in my house, and I have my dad's like albums and stuff on my wall, like in the entryway, and they're
Mhm.
like, "Oh, you related to Zapp or and Roger?" And I was like, "Yeah." Like, and I just don't expect. And he's like someone that's my age, which we were alive. I was I think California Love came out. I was like 5, but it's like I remember his music too. But it's just I
Yeah.
just don't expect. It's just sometimes just very unexpected, and then people have actually knew because I look like him. They were like, "This is your dad," and I'm like, "How do you know that?" Because they say I look like him so much. So I'm
Mm.
just like, it's just crazy. But I'm just very, 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 very appreciative. Like
Yeah.
it just feels, it's just a good feeling. It's great. So that's all I
Yeah.
have what to say.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many young people, especially millennials, are familiar with his work. I mean, because like I work with a lot of people, millennials in their 20s and 30s, and they're music enthusiasts, and they know his music from front to back, and as well as other artists from
Mm-hmm.
that time period.
Mm-hmm.
It's just amazing how
Yeah.
how much longevity their music has on today's society as well as back in the day. It still goes on, and
Yeah.
we got to do what we can to keep their legacies alive
Yeah.
by
Yeah.
playing more of the music, and yep,
That's why I do appreciate being asked to do stuff like this, because I'm not just every day just talking about my dad. He passed away almost 30 years ago. So it's not like I'm just constantly every single day having these conversations.
yeah,
So I do appreciate doing this. And I think this, maybe this is just some way of me keeping it alive, because I'm not a musician in any way. Like, I have
yeah,
talents and things of that nature. But
yeah,
I feel like if I have a platform, I'm absolutely going to use my platform to speak
right,
about Jesus. But I also do feel like I have a duty to speak about my dad, my father,
right,
who that's just part of my legacy. So it's the
right,
least that I can do.
yeah. And you're doing a great job at it. This was great. I really enjoyed this interview, and I appreciate you for coming on once again.
Thank you.
Yeah,
No problem.
absolutely,
Can I tell you one more
absolutely.
funny story?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you like Prince,
Yes. And we're supposed to talk
and
about it.
my mom loves Prince. She has the tattoo on the back of her uh back.
Okay,
The
true fan. True
symbol,
fan.
yes.
Once you
She's
get tatted, you're a true fan.
She is a true fan, okay? So she has the tattoo, right? My
Yeah.
mom has always loved Prince. Always. So as much as I grew up on my dad's music and everybody else's music, I grew up on Prince. So my mom told me this story where she met Prince. I don't know if it was at my dad's concert or like when they were doing the concert together or somewhere, but
Yeah.
Prince was hitting on my mother.
Ah,
Like if you know what I'm saying,
yeah.
I'll keep it PG. He was hitting on my mom.
Okay.
And she turned him down because she was with my dad. And I was just like, and I joke with her sometimes. I'm like, I could have been Prince's daughter, Mom. Like, come on. I joke with her. She's like, you stop it right now. Like, but she's met him and she's a huge fan. Like she loves him. But my dad was the love of her life. She's like, I made no mistakes. I was with who I was supposed to be with. Da, da, da. But I just think it's a funny story because I when he passed away, I was very sad about it. My mom was very sad about it, and I've
Yeah.
made jokes like, "That's like that was supposed to be my other dad," so it just hits home for me. Like,
That's
so
hilarious. Good story.
yeah.
That
But
is
thank you so
hilarious.
much.
All right. Thank you, Mia. I really appreciate you hanging out with us tonight.
Of course.
Hopefully we can do this again soon someday. But anyway, where can people find you on all your socials? I know you mentioned your clothing line information earlier. If you want people to
Yeah.
check you out.
So on TikTok and my regular Instagram, it's Mia Pia, but it's not spelled that way. It's spelled MIAAPIAH. Mia
Gotcha.
Pia. And then my Jesus Apparel Instagram is We Love Jesus Apparel. The website is also We Love Jesus Apparel, and it will be back up.
Okay.
But if you want to keep up with me, my TikTok, my Instagram, I'm a little more active on TikTok, just being goofy and crazy and serious all at the same time. So those are the main places that you can find me.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. I'm going to drop you out. But once again, I thank you and we'll stay in touch. And I wish you all the best and all your future endeavors and everything you've got going on. And we will talk to you again soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was nice to meet you. Thank you for everything. And thank you, everybody, for watching.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody. All right. Take care.
Bye.
All right. That wraps up today's conversation, but the legacy lives on. Huge thanks to Mia Paris for joining us and sharing her story, her heart, and her connection to one of the most influential voices in music history. Roger Troutman's sound changed the world, but hearing it through the eyes of his daughter reminds us that behind every legend is a real family, real love, and real purpose. If this conversation moved you, inspired you, or taught you something new, make sure to like, subscribe, share this episode with someone who loves real music and real stories. Once again, you can hit me up on all of my socials over on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe there. Hit the bell for future notifications for whenever I drop a new episode. You'll be the first to be notified. And then also on Instagram, TikTok, I have 2 Facebook groups, and I'm also now on Twitch, all under the handle Freakopotamus Podcast. So we will be back with more culture, more history, and more voices that deserve to be heard. Until next time, guys, as I always say, live, love, and dream, y'all. Peace.
Works. Watch this.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Video Soul, and it makes you feel good. Yes, it does. Don't you believe it?
But yeah, I always use it on I was really using it like on songs like when we first started, it was like
More pounds, more pounds, much more pounds, mama, baby.
and it just seemed to work, and started using it on cover songs like Heard It Through the Grapevine.
Yeah.
And I don't know, people started saying, well, you can't sing, man, what you're trying to prove, you're kind of this shit, it's a gimmick, blah, 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 blah. So I said, well, I'm just going to turn the whole thing around and I'm going to do a love song with it. And that's when we came out with the penetrating, syrupy jam that came out like,
computer love. Ooh, baby, baby, you're my computer love. Digital, 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 digital love. Look at Dolly, small, 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 yes, little.
And you know, it just seemed to it gave the voice box a whole new character. It seemed to give it a more of a sexy character in a way.
Yeah.